Okay, so I have a backlog of Lego builds. Recently, I went to the reopened store because the one near us was being kicked out of the mall for stupid reasons. By the mall's stupid reasons, and went to the reopened store, got a couple new sets. But I also have this one that I have left over from my birthday that I haven't even started. So I'm going to try putting everything together. Once again, this is going to be a step-by-step thing. Um, not going to show the entire thing because what I'm doing is going to be watching Twitter and soon Twitch streams. So, copyrighted content, I'm not really going to have that on in the background. Plus, hours of just me clicking pieces together is boring. So, yeah, I'm not going to step on anyone's copyrights or whatever aside from showing pictures of their toys. Only copyrighted material here. And, unlike Adam Savage, I don't have a big fancy table I'm going to put everything on. I'm just going to do everything out here and play like this. But first step I'm going to be doing is building my Voltron, which I've been putting off. And then I have Captain Marvel and Lego 2, so that's going to be good. So let's get this old big one opened and start looking at it. Okay, what's the biggest number on here that I found? 16, which looks like it's the sword or something. Judging by the colors and the bags by order, Yellow Lion is going first, followed by Blue Lion, and it looks like Green Lion is last, or possibly Black Lion, or whichever last ones we have. So hard to tell just based on what color parts are in what bag, but yeah, this is what we're looking at in terms of fun times. Well, time to put on some background noise and get into these. This is going to take a while. So, here is part one of the Yellow Lion. Actually taking decent shape. That's one thing I'm really liking about this is, unlike the Saturn V, it doesn't really that one didn't really look like anything until you got to the end of certain sections. This is actually looking like something. And my entertainment is, of course, Tom Fox. Oh, and another thing. When I got the new sets yesterday, they gave me a free little firefighter ATV guy, so yeah. Well, free ones. Actually, this Voltron set, they gave me a Harry Potter thing as well. So I don't really understand any of the Harry Potter stuff, so I don't get it, but I made it anyway. Now on to the next few bits, and I don't know, you can also sort of see where it's beginning to take shape on how it will eventually be formed into the final Voltron form. So that's pretty cool, even on one step done. Alright, next bag. Okay, so step 2 was all the head and a little bit of this underside here, which is for the transformation. I'm not really seeing. Oh, there you go. See, it just clicks in, pops off, and there's bits on there so you can see these knobs, and there's down there are some hooks, so you know, locks in like the leg. Plus you have the mouth and rawr. So yeah, definitely takes shape a lot quicker than the Saturn V does, but I have 5 of these to make, plus the sword and shield. So yeah, but almost done with one lion, so that's really good, really fast. And the yellow lion is done. Last one was just make 4 legs, basically. And, that's all it was. Looks really good. It's about the size and part count as a normal set. And 3 bags for one of them. That sort of makes sense. As a long run thing, 15 or 16, so 5 divided by 3, and 1 left over for the shield. Leftover parts, not that many, thankfully, but still a few. And that's that for Yellow Lion. So Blue Lion is next, apparently. So I think I'm going to get started on that. Still watching Tom. So yeah. Yep, Blue Lion definitely with all the blue parts there. Alright. On to the next one. And that probably might be it for the day. Yeah. After getting this one done. Who knows? So, got the body of the 4th lion, or Blue Lion, however you want to word it. A lot more colorful than I remember it, of all of the reds and yellows. Then again, I haven't been watching the new series as much, and that's pretty much all I've been watching of the old show included, but oh well. Yeah. So that's cool, and only 2 pieces left over on this one, so that's probably like the least I've ever had in a set. Anyway, on to building the head and the transforming part, and then the legs will be soon after that. And I went ahead and did the legs, and in addition to the head part there. Pretty good giant lion robot that a princess would pilot, I guess. Yeah, there's the other one. A little shorter because the leg, I think either because of the legs or just body size, but yeah, 2 done. Gonna call it for now. Tomorrow I'll probably be watching the Netflix show while working on these, but 3 more robots to do, and then the big final thing. Well, this will be a chore. Oh boy. And just gonna start day 2. Starting a little late because I was not feeling good today, or this morning. I just slept wrong, and I just needed time to get ready. But on the plus side, I do have some food that I'll be eating along, and of course, coffee. Um, but I've divided all of the remaining lions into 3 different piles. There's all of the books for them, starting with the black lion, it looks like. Going to be watching Voltron, yeah, as appropriate. Probably just going to try breezing through these, aside from the 2 arms being probably a little fancier than the legs, a little different. I sort of get a feel like they're all going to have pretty much like the same base designs and shapes and all that. So probably go step by step through the black lion, red lion, go a bit step by step through, breeze through the green lion. Sorry, Paige. And then just do the sword, and then probably do one last little bit on the final connection in the end, but we'll see how everything goes. Since I should be able to just breeze through it after having done the last 2, I figure get this part done as much as I can, probably take a break for dinner, and then finish it up by the time the evening streaming begins. Not that I didn't mind watching Tom Fox all day yesterday, but just going for a bit of a change now. And then the other ones will be covered in a later video, so let's get started and work on the Black Lion, which, I always liked that one. It was I remember as a kid, it was the harder one to find for the interlocking set, and I'm looking at the stores for the new Voltron, their toys, and seeing which ones are all in stock. And who was the one that I always saw was missing? I know they actually had plenty of black lions. They had a ton of blue lions. I think like red or green were the ones that they didn't have in the stores occasionally, which is funny to think about. Anyway, also in the current show, Shiro is just so cool. But yeah, going to get this done, and we'll see what the first build looks like. Well, doesn't look like much, but it's the insides, and you can easily tell that's a chest plate that's going to end up on there. I think it sort of looks like it, right? Watching the show, and found out that it goes not only those ones, but all the way up to 11. Yes, I know what I just said. So only 2 bags for the last 2 lions? That's actually pretty crazy small for them. But, oh well. I was going to say Keith and Pidge, but it deserve better. But then it's like, no wait, Lance takes over in Red Lion in this version of the show. But then there's all of the weird rearrangements of who goes where in the original, where Lance does go to the Red Lion after Keith gets the Black Lion and the Princess gets the Blue Lion. So at least 2 of them stay in the same lions in both shows. So, anyway, got next steps to go to, and only 3 small studs left over. I'm getting a nice collection of these little bags full of leftover pieces. Tiny, tiny leftover pieces. Anyway, on to bag number 8. Okay, just got the full chest plate done. Which the bottom part was the pelvis area, and now this is the chest plate. So very big, very detailed, and just realizing like some of these ones that they use on the inside, you can see sort of on there. It's like, did they just pick whichever ones they had in the extruder and just whatever spare colors, no matter what, for the insides of some of these ones, just because they know nobody's going to be seeing them? Just always made me wonder. It makes me wonder on this stuff is like, how do they pick out what colors go where when you have the outside where it's all the silvers and the whites and the blacks here, or the yellows and the reds or the blues for the other lions, and then other stuff for the superhero things. So it's like, what goes on the inside? What determines how those look? Just these weird thoughts you have while working on these things. But, on to the next step, which looks like it's going to be adding legs and other things to it. Yeah, took me like 3 episodes just to build these 2 legs. Especially when I realized I messed up on the first one and had to redo stuff. But yes, we got 2 legs. That's a good sign moving forward. And apparently looks like the head and some of the wings first. And the tail, from the looks of things. But yeah, my biggest question now, though, is when these fold up, does that work? Because you have only this bit over 90 degrees movement there, and the feet only have about 90 degrees movement there. So that's confusing. Also, though, I do like on the arms, they have a pretty good gear system set up for when those get connected, and pretty solidly strong too. So alright, on to the head and wings next, it looks like. And then we're going to have to figure out which one of those sets are going to be the last of the legs. Also, I still have a bunch of golden parts, so I'm guessing those are going to show up in use soon. Or else, why do you have an entire bag of that when all you needed it was the cross in the center? Also, I'm going to take a break from this because I just went through a ton of episodes, and I'm way behind on the show, but they had one about the Succession stuff, and I was thinking, the entire episode, wait, if the Lotor, who's half, gets to win, why couldn't they realize some point, hey, wait, Keith's also half Galra, let's install him as the leader? That would have been really funny and one hell of a twist, but no, I don't get to write these things because I would do something stupid like that would ruin the entire series. Pooh. Anyway, I'm going to take a break and drink some more of my coffee because I really need it after this bit of stressful bits. Also, one last thought, I'm just realizing, what is it with stuff from the 80s and always putting a star over the crotch? What the hell is up with that? Like, seriously. Take 2. Because my first recording, that was about 5 minutes long, just messed up. So I took about 30 minutes to half an hour on just these 2 back legs. Back legs for the black lion. Yeah, and oh boy, they're, I don't know, it was actually really good. These are big, heavy pieces, and I'm appreciating that a lot. That you're using these really big pieces. As I noted in the last one, a lot of the um, ones in the Saturn V were a bunch of these small pieces like that make up the feet here, and just all the little details like the head there you'd have like a bag alone in the Saturn V too. That was all stuff like that would be in the head. This is head and wings that had a bunch of little things in it. Oh, including one of my favorite pieces, this stupid little trapezoid with the lips on it for the face. That's so stupid. I love it. And, a lot of the heavy pieces in the back there making me realize, these are really big, heavy lions now. And this is all plastic all the way through because, what it is. And it weighs about as much as a lion or black lion toy I had as a kid that had batteries and moving parts and the like, so mechanical stuff in it. But yeah, just these really big, heavy lions. But, I spent a long time just on one lion. I still have a few bags left to go and my nice little collection of leftovers. Finished this just in time for Proton John's game clearing stream. Going to be doing Assure's Wrath tonight, and first game of the year, game clearing for the year. Yeah, just this took forever, but then I also realized, show off again. You pop off the parts and then you're gonna reattach them like that for like the legs or conceivably the arms and other parts of the final Voltron. It's I'm gonna be very curious to see how you connect everything because this is big and heavy and popping stuff on and off. And I realized some of the color-coded stuff is you got red, blue, yellow, green. Well, blue for green. That's where each of the different lions attach on this one. But then they still have pink and purple and orange parts on the inside. So I'm like, okay, that doesn't entirely answer my question about why different colored pieces are everywhere. Oh well. But this took me a while. It's 7 o'clock. Streaming has started. I'm going to set this with my other lions and then go make some food and take a break for a bit before finishing the other lions while watching the stream. So hopefully that's recorded because I don't want to record this a third time. Boy. Part 1 of the red lion done. Yeah, just boxy, but you have the arm or elbow or like that going. That is where I think that's going to connect, right? Yeah. Oh boy, we'll see. Still watching Shore's Wrath. And yeah, this one didn't take that long to finish. So finishing up should be done pretty quickly. After how long you took to build, having these last two go quickly will be a very, very good thing. Oh boy. And now the red lion is complete. All that the last step were the legs. This one and this one are made the same except for the paws, and ditto this one and this one except for the paws. And then the head as it is. Peeked ahead a bit about how everything works together because after doing the black lion, I was wondering about that. And you have the two connectors in the mouth there for the sword. The hilt and blade are separated by a piece about that big, and you pull out that piece, put the hilt in one end, put this blade in the other end, and that's how that works out. And a lot of the connecting is done. Those are very unfortunate places for those. Now that I'm looking at it, are done by attaching like that and honestly pulling out the arms and reversing them, just like the legs in the last one. So a lot of mangling them to get the full Voltron, but I'll still show it off when I'm done. But whew. Oh, Green Lion's almost done. Just got this entire part, the body and tail. So moving on there. Oh, really coming along quicker. And it's just, and after having done the red one, just like how different each body is. Like there's the same base core, but then like this top and the paneling on this are different, and the sides and the curves are different, and on this one, and like there were some minor ones between blue and yellow yesterday, so it's just like the similar parts are similar, but then they have the differences that make each line different. That's pretty interesting. But now legs and head, and I will finish up the main lion construction for now. Fun. Oh, done. 5 lions. Done. Just in time for intermission. But, glad all that's done. I just have the one bag left with the sword and shield. Do that, and I'll show it all off when I do the final build of everything, the whole 5 lions together. So that's it for now. I'm going to relax and watch streams once it's back from intermission, and put everything together for one final show off later. So, unrelated note, I finally figured out what was up with all these extra gold pieces. They're tools. So, oil can, power drill, all sorts of stuff. The cross on Voltron's chest is one of those wrenches for removing a hubcap, I realized. Why Lego has a set of gold tools and they can give out a full set of them, I have no idea, but that's what these are. Alright, we're got all of this here. Everyone's ready. Gonna try making the full Voltron using the makeshift desk I use for my keyboard, while surrounded by my amiibo collection. Hey, I remember making that. Yeah, definitely would have more amiibos and stuff up if I had a place to put them. But got a shelf volunteered in another room for these because you know that's pretty nice to be offered that, and definitely going to put them on display. As the 5 lines, I don't think a full tall Voltron will fit anywhere we have room for. I barely have room for that, and that's the best place I have to put it. Okay, and just going to start putting things together. So, for the legs, you bend the paws around. I think I'm going to have to rotate them into a better position, like those. And then I think I demonstrated this earlier, but the head bends at the neck up and locks into place there, like that. Tail, swivel around, pull it down. Also on the legs, you see you got the open spots for where the black lion will connect on the back legs. Whoop, it popped off there. Yeah. As we did before, the legs pop off like that to be rotated, and the arms are also supposed to pop off and be fully turned around because this is the direction that they are supposed to go in. And I'll figure out the right way to fold up the leg in a bit when I doing all of this. But yeah, legs just pop back on, and the arms will pop back on there. Okay, torso and lower legs, or upper legs, I should say. Legs down, or paws down to fit into the slots. Arms and shoulders rotated around that way. Back goes up. Has to be done first because legs get locked in place. Just put the head down as convenience for now, because even though anyone who's seen the show knows that forming the head goes last. But now it's on to the arms, which should be pretty easy to put together. The arms, pretty easy, just fold up the legs, and I'm going to figure out how these hind legs are supposed to go, but obviously have the inappropriate plugs there to plug into the arm socket there. Head is fine. You have the break in the mouth there for the sword and the shield, and I'll show that off once we got the whole Voltron together. Legs easily click in together like so. And let's try and get one of the arms in on camera. They just go in, plugs in. I think I'm going to need 2 hands for this, so I'm going to pause for a moment. And there we have it. Yeah, I did need 2 hands to hold the whole robot together while I plug the arms in, but there we go. Whole classic Voltron. No, it's not the one that kids know today, but even though that show is pretty good, I'm going to have to finish watching it on my own time then, since I'm not working on this anymore. Yeah, I got the whole robot. We also have the sword and shield. And shield. The silvery parts fold up, so it's much easier to store that way. On the back, you can see that there's just one of these simple plugs that fit into these holes. Same deal on here. You pull out one of these gray blocks that hold it together and pop that in. But since I don't want to risk losing the block that keeps them together, I'm not going to do that, even if it's for 10 seconds showing it off here. Yeah, whole lot of robot. A lot smaller than that. Heck, I can even make them look like they're the same size. Hey! But that's just using perspective tricks. Um, yeah, but as complicated and big a build, definitely really heavy robot there. Not as heavy as that one though, as the rocket. But yeah, this is a really cool build. Really felt like you were completing something every step of the way with the each part of the lion being finished, whether it was just like getting the torso built or getting the head built, or even on this one getting just the legs built, or getting just where the shoulders and front legs go, and then getting a nice really detailed head and the wings and all of that. So it definitely felt like I was getting something done a lot quicker than the previous big build. So that's what this is, and that's how it's gonna go. We'll have a place for it. Probably just tweet out a picture about it. So watch there. Just got this blazing shield or sword. I mean, sorry, shield's down elsewhere. So yeah, this is a really cool one. Don't know what the next one's going to be out of the remaining two sets, but watch the space and probably get a double video or double feature of both of them together. And thank you for following along and joining me on this. I mean, if you want to encourage me, I have all of the information in the video description you can need. But until then, just keep enjoying classic cartoons, revitalized cartoons, giving them a chance. Give Legos a chance, because heck, they're great products these days, and a lot of stuff for a lot of different fandoms. I mean, I was honestly tempted to go after Overwatch stuff when I was there, and I'm not even into Overwatch, just because the sets looked really cool. Yeah, so thank you for watching, thank you for supporting, and see you in the next one.